we've been able to build has been purely through social media and leveraging the platform strategically. All right, how are you guys tonight?
Good.
So we don't have a screen to work with, so I'm going to be working off the phone, the presentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the presentation, I'm going to open up for Q&A. When we do the Q&A, ask very specific questions to your business and your brand so I can help out as much as I can. And the more specific a question you ask, you never know who may be able to get a little value from that as well, even if it's a different business. So be a little selfish when it comes to Q&A time. But without further ado, give a little bit of an introduction. Pat, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. And he is not kidding. He's probably one of the toughest people to close because he was so against doing social media. But just to see the full 180 difference it made by him actually getting on board and diving and leaning into social media, it just shows the power of it can do for any type of business, no matter how difficult you may think it may be to use social media to actually get a result. Whether you think your industry may not be good enough to be able to take advantage of social media, there is opportunity there if you know the right things to do. So we're going to get into some of those things today. So I'm Tony Peck, also known as the Godfather of Marketing, co-founder of Why Not You Media. One of my business partners is Michael Capozzi, and our other business partner is Francis Wolpe. And we have been in business now full-time for over 4 years. We are a Forbes-accredited digital marketing agency that has been Forbes-accredited for the past 4 years in a row. And since then, we've actually been featured on TV, flown all over the country to speak at different events, been on Market Watch, Entrepreneur, USA Today, you name it, a lot of different features. And the only reason I say these accolades is not to impress you guys, but to impress upon you. Okay, everything that we've achieved is through the success we've had because of social media. So if we can do it, our real belief is why not you? And that's the premise of our business. So with that being said, I want to jump into a few things social media wise. Let's first start talking on, this is a good time to take notes, the platforms you need to be on in today's environment. There are a few main platforms you guys have to be taking advantage of, and I'm going to go through them. Do not get overwhelmed with what I tell you, because I know I'm going to see a lot of faces, oh my God, this is so much to start with. It's okay. You ease into it, and we're going to get into how you guys can start just jumping into social media as a whole. But if you guys have a foundation, maybe some of you like a Pat, who's already on there a little bit, you guys can take some of this and say, I can be on more platforms than I'm already on. Main platform right now, Instagram. Okay, Instagram is great to generate business. It's great to build your brand, and it's great to also build a community. Pat's got a lot of business from Instagram specifically. Another platform you got to be on, Facebook, but your personal Facebook account. Many of you guys in the room are a little bit older than me. You guys have had Facebook for probably a decade plus. So you have a lot of people on Facebook that know you guys, but they may forget what you do. So it's constantly staying front and center to your warm audience by utilizing the Facebook platform. Now, past that, you have LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a great professional network. I'm sure many of you guys are probably on there, maybe I'll be utilizing it. Yeah, okay, I don't care. Interact, that's cool.
That might be, the thing that you just said might be one of the most important things that you ever taught me, which is they don't know what you did. Mm-hmm. Before you, I thought everyone was like, I thought my family and friends were like, yeah, he's a financial advisor. Mm-hmm. I never once, not once, before working with you, not once had a family or friend really come and be like, hey, can you handle this for me? They had no, might be the thing that sticks in my head.
Yeah, that alone could put money in your pocket. Almost, despite you thinking they do know, most people that know you may not know what you guys actually do. Because again, it's no one's job to wake up every morning and say, oh, Tony does digital marketing, right? That's not their job. It's my job to remind them. So if you're not on these platforms posting and putting out content and letting people know what you do, what you know, and who you are, how are they going to know? And it's probably a shitty feeling if you're in a business and you're having Thanksgiving dinner and your Aunt Sally's next to you and you're a realtor and she's like, oh, I just bought a new home last month. And she's like, why don't you use me, Aunt? So you don't want to get in that type of situation. The best way to mitigate that is by being on these platforms where Facebook has that warm market that already knows you. So a lot of people are like, people know me already on this, I don't got to post on there. That's why you have to be posting on there, because you're reminding those that already know you. And Pat's seen this too, when you're posting on these places that people already know you, even if they know what you do, they know who you are, what they will do is if they care about you, they're going to support you by sharing your content to other people for them to see. Because they're like, oh, my friend John mentioned he's a financial advisor. I'm going to share Pat's video now to him. So you never know who also knows who. So right now we got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got LinkedIn. Okay? LinkedIn's a great professional platform. And LinkedIn has great organic reach right now. So you can be on LinkedIn, you can maybe have 1,000 connections, you can drop a post, and you might get 4,000 views, which is great. Great brand awareness. Okay. Now your next platform, I'm gonna hear a little pushback I feel like here. TikTok. Oh yeah, TikTok. But you don't need to do what you guys think you need to do on TikTok. You don't need to dance, you don't need to do trends. That's completely okay, okay? I'm on TikTok, I post the same things I post on TikTok that I post on my Instagram, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, right? Educational content, motivational content, and that's it. I don't do any dancing, I don't do any pointing at the screen, okay? You don't have to do that. Now, if you want to, you could, by all means. Sometimes Pat puts on his dancing shoes and he has a great time, but not all the time, right? So you want to utilize these platforms based on your brand. That's a misconception I get a lot. People think I got to go on the platform and do what people think the platform wants me to do. That's not the case. You don't have to do that. Now the fifth platform, this is a newer platform coming to the scene, YouTube. But not the regular YouTube that you guys are used to with the long videos, YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts is on the regular YouTube platform, but it's videos that are 60 seconds or less. It's the most organic platform you're gonna be on right now by posting videos and get the most reach. So you wanna be on there, YouTube Shorts. Yep. So now, great thing here is, you guys can make one video, and you can post it on all 5 of these platforms. So you don't have to make multiple videos per platform, okay? So you guys can have your content, you make it, boom, now you're on all 5 different platforms. Now, something that people, I don't wanna annoy people with all the content I'm putting out, right? If I'm following you on all 5 of these different platforms, it does not necessarily mean I'm gonna see every single post you post on each platform. So all you're doing by posting all these 5 platforms is giving yourself more at-bats to get seen by those that may know you or may not even know you. Because I can be following you on all 5 and I may only see your TikTok post. Maybe next week I only see your Instagram post. Maybe the week after that I only see your LinkedIn post. But if you're only posting on one, you're limiting your actual exposure, okay? So that's a big thing right there. Now, what I want to dive into too is we're going to talk about content ideas, content strategy, and I also want to talk about utilizing Instagram. That's been our main source of business to start with. And it's still a great driving force for business, but you need to know the right things to do on there. So right now, go ahead.
How long is a short video?
60 seconds or less.
Specifically for YouTube Shorts.
Yep.
You don't post any more on any longer video on the other stuff?
No, you could. You could post. Right now, what's working is shorter form content. People have short attention spans. So the whole premise of creating content right now is you want to either hit on a topic, an idea, a thought, giving people enough information that they're interested enough to hear what you're saying, but they have to reach out to you to find out more. You don't want to give away too much.
Is it true that the shorter videos give you a better chance of getting in front of strangers as opposed to larger ones, like reels?
They push shorter videos more than longer videos. Because again, the attention span of the viewer is a lot less, so they'll go by the average watch time, and most longer videos don't have a higher percentage because most people won't watch all the way through. So the shorter the video, the better it is. Again, captivate the audience and then give them enough that they want to hear more from you, that they have to reach out to connect with you to find out and learn more, to be able to get that information from you. So you have those 5 platforms, right? Any other questions? I see some hands moving. Good? Okay. So.
What about Elon?
What about Elon? Twitter?
You haven't said anything about it.
So Twitter, you don't have to be on to build your business and your brand. I use Twitter. I enjoy Twitter, but that's a platform where you just have to tweak your thoughts. So you can't have anyone in your company, anyone in your team actually help you with that. They'd have to be speaking on your behalf. Say again? Oh, yeah. So yeah, Twitter, I wouldn't focus on Twitter too much. I'd focus on those 5 main platforms that should build a brand and everything. You could definitely be on there by all means, but that's not something I'm going to say and sit here and say you're going to get business from it if you're doing the right things on there. That's more of, if you enjoy it, you like the community, by all means you can. It takes a lot of time to build on Twitter though, so that's something I would say stick with the 5 platforms where you can post the videos, make the same content, put it on all of them, so at least you can actually build a brand on those platforms. So, yep. So you got those 5. Again, Instagram, make this our foundational platform right now. If you guys aren't on anything, I would say get on Instagram. Okay, we're gonna start building the other community. Okay, most of you guys are probably on Instagram, so that's gonna be a good foundation to start. Now, Instagram, we've generated our business because when we first started business, instead of doing cold calls, how many of you guys have done a cold call at any point in your life? Anyone that's in sales, okay? Cold calls aren't a thing anymore. It's very difficult to get through cold calls. Pat knows this. All you know about the people is their name, their number, maybe an address, maybe where they work, maybe where they live, whatever the situation is. We don't know much about that individual. The best way to penetrate a cold audience now is the cold DM. So on Instagram, there's a thing called the direct message where you can slide into someone's DM and you can send them a message. Now the good thing with Instagram is you get to see information about that person. Like if you go to my page, I smoke cigars. You'll see that I'm into cigars right off the rip by just looking at my page. So if you take a few seconds to dive into that person's profile and say, great, Tony likes cigars, talks about motivation, likes cars, his sister's his wine. Now you learned about me. Now when you slide into my DM, you make it personal. Hey Tony, I see you into cigars. What are your top 3 favorite cigars? Now you're creating a real conversation with a human being because you're online, but now you're able to take that relationship offline because you're building a real relationship by doing so. So the whole thing with the cold call, yes.
Adding something,
Go ahead.
adding something on is that's one of the things you gave me that
Yep.
gave me an advantage on every single other financial advisor. Every other financial advisor cold calling somebody, all they know is really one thing, that they're calling them, which nobody wants to get a cold call.
Yep.
It's the only impression they have. The only thing they have is that. That's it. Maybe they can look up their license. Whereas like what you finally got through my thick head is that if they go to my page, now they can instantly be familiar with me. That's the weirdest thing, to have people that reach out and are like, they already know me.
And a cold calls are hard solicit. No matter how you slice and dice it, your only goal with the cold call is a hard solicit. But with a cold DM, you have the opportunity to build a relationship with someone and not necessarily lean in on, I'm going to try to sell you first thing. I can just connect with you. And then from the connection, you build a relationship and you get into the sale at that point in time. But the whole thing is you want to utilize online to build these relationships offline. You know, connect with them online. Let's go get a cup of coffee. Let's go grab a cigar. Let me come by your place. Let me take you out. Whatever the case, every you guys do business. But that's how you want to think about it. You want to put yourself in the consumer's shoes. We're constantly being sold to between email marketing, text message marketing, TV ads, radio ads, constantly being sold to all day long, every single one of us. We don't want to continually be sold to. Instead, we like relationships, right? We like connecting. So if you're able to put your first foot forward by trying to connect with someone and find out, even if you ask them a question, it's a great way to start off with connecting with someone. So the thing with social and the cold DM now is you want to get engagement. Now, when you want engagement, how do you get more engagement? You have to engage more. So same thing now, when you're sliding into the DM, you don't want to just slide in. You want to engage that profile a little bit, like a few pictures, maybe 5 to 7 pictures, leave 1 to 2 relevant comments, like actually look into their profile, spend a minute or two. It doesn't take much time. I'm not saying spend 2 hours on every profile, but get a gist of, okay, family guy, likes steak, likes wine, just got a new job, just got married, you know, comment, congrats on your marriage, congrats on the new house, like be personable. Follow them, and then you shoot them their DM, whether it's an introduction to who you are, whether it's an introduction to your business, whether it's a question about them, whether it's a question you may have. Whatever the case is, you're sliding the DM, not trying to give them a hard pitch. Unless you have a product business. Now, if you have a product business, you can slide in the DM, and you can give them a hard pitch with a discount code. Hey, try my bagels for 10% off. Here's my code. You know, first-time customer, just want to introduce myself. Whatever the case is. You can do it that way when you're a product business, a little different. But if I'm talking about personal brand, you're sliding in the DM, don't solicit. Try to build a relationship first, okay? So that's the Instagram DM. That's a great way to build a business. That's how we built our business. When we first started, we were sending out 300 DMs a day, every single day. A few people answer you, a few people are willing to hop on a phone call, a few people are willing to meet you, and then you're able to convert that into real business offline. So we live and die by that. It's a real thing. And again, you can just post content and see what happens, but that's not every part of the equation at the end of the day, right? You have to do more than just posting. You have to do this engagement. Now, I heard someone talking before when we were sitting down over here. How do I get more engagement? Same thing. You have to engage more. You can't just post on social media and think people are just going to come to you and find you randomly. That's not the reality of this, right? The more you engage on other people's profiles, the more engagement you're going to get back. 1, you're helping your algorithm, and 2, you're interacting with another human being. So when, let's say I like and comment on any of your guys' stuff, and you see 9 notifications from Tony Peck, you say, who's this Tony Peck guy? You're going to come check out my profile now. And you're going to do a little browsing around. You're like, oh, this is a good video. I'm going to like this. And I'm going to comment on this. And now we're connecting. Now we're engaging back and forth without even realizing it. You do this enough times, you're going to start building a snowball effect of engagement coming to your profile day in and day out. But again, this takes time. It's not easy, but it works, right? So that's your Instagram DM. Now, on Instagram as well, there's a thing called a story. Stories are for 24 hours. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with stories, but stories are not the post that's on your main feed. Stories are the little bubble, the highlight you see at the top on your news feed. All the people, they have the profile. 24 hours, it's up and down, right? Your story is your opportunity to show your day-to-day. It's almost like your chance to vlog, whether you're in business, whether you want to show your business, whether you want to show what your business is doing. You get on there and you show everything you're doing. Show the meetings you're going to, showing when you're having lunch with a customer, showing when you're going to do an actual job, showing when you're doing some work, maybe into motivation. Throw a positive quote up every morning. You had to dinner with your kids. Show that. Maybe you don't want to show your family. That's okay. You show everything. Show as much as you're willing to show day in and day out. Because now it's giving the viewer the opportunity to follow you along on your journey. Now by doing so, you're building trust. And we all know people buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So you guys are giving yourself the best chance to get known, get liked, and build trust from an audience you've never met before. And that's one of the biggest compliments I get. When I go to these events, I meet someone for the first time that follows me on social media. They're like, you're exactly like who I met, exactly who you are online, but in person. It's a great compliment because I've been following along on my journey. And believe it or not, when I meet people for the first time that know me from social, they'll bring up something they've seen on my story. Oh, I saw you were here. I saw you did this. I saw you were with them. So it's never like, hey, Tony, what have you been up to? They know what I've been up to. And they're able to just piggyback off of that. And it makes that conversation so much easier to then transition to whatever it is you guys want because there's a layer of trust there already, as opposed to sitting down for the first time learning about someone. They know about me already. So the more you can show, the better it is. And there's a lot of different things you guys can do engagement-wise on the stories as well. Like there's these polls you can do. You can ask people questions. You can use the answers as a driving force to generate leads. Let's see your question.
I was just going to say, like the part that I learned the most about stories was literally just following your stories. Like you literally give like a following you day to day.
Yeah,
like,
day in the life. That's how I literally use the stories as a mini vlog into my day.
I have a lot of people that
That's what it
look up you
Mm-hmm.
because they end up following your stories. So I hear constantly, who is this guy? Who's Tony? Like, because they end up seeing you on my thing when they
Yep.
that a lot too.
Yeah, everyone I'm with, I'm going to do a story of this room right here. I'm going to post this when we leave. You know, just like that, I'll tag Pat. Pat will get the tag. And Marietta Chamber of Commerce will get the tag, and you guys will see it on there, and you'll see the rest of my day because I just show everything that I do. Because now it's giving people, one, shows I'm working with other people, so it shows trust that this guy is helping other people. So if I don't know Tony, other people are trusting him to give them their money, maybe they'll work with him, right? Then it just shows my personality. If I'm going to have a cigar, if I'm with my sister, then you can also share your knowledge. You guys constantly get asked the same questions by consumers or prospects. Get on, pull out your phone, do a selfie video. Now, it's not going to be comfortable at first, and you're going to have to get used to it. So I'm a kid that has speech impediment. I used to get made fun of as a kid. In the beginning, it was very difficult to do these stories. And I would take 20 takes, and that's okay. You could take 20 takes. It's not going to be perfect when you guys start. But if you don't start, it'll never be perfect. So you have to start. And it's really your opportunity, again, to showcase your knowledge and your experience. I'm sure some of you guys in this room have been doing what you guys have been doing for 10, 20, even 30 years. But someone can come into your industry that's been doing it for 2 years and take your business because they're where the attention is and you're not. So there's no reason for you guys to lose that business to that person because you know you are the expert in that industry. But if nobody knows it doesn't do any good. So you pull out the phone, answer questions. Hey guys, let's say I'm a real estate agent. Constantly get asked, do I need 20% down to buy a home? What's up guys, just left a buyer appointment and just want to let you all know, you do not need 20% down to buy a home. You can buy a home at 3.5%. Contact me today to find out how. That's it, that's a story. You throw it up, boom, right? Then your next story could be going to a listing and you just show the house that you're going to. Just show as much as you're doing and share as much as what you know. And again, you guys are going to get better with it over time. And you guys make a commitment. I'm going to do one video story every single day. I'm going to post 5 stories in general every single day. Like set goals for yourself. And you make sure you hit those goals every single day because as you hit these goals, it'll slowly become a habit. And that was the hardest thing for me in the beginning. And it's typically the hardest thing for anyone I tell in the beginning is making it a habit because I constantly hear from people, oh, I forget. I forget to pull out my phone. I forget to take a story. I forget to show this. I forget to show that. But then I'll talk to them. I'm like, you have such a busy fucking day. You have so many cool things to show, but you show them nothing because you forget. Now, I hate to say it, but if you don't show it, did it really happen? That's the mentality of the consumer, though, right? So if you're doing it and no one else sees it, no one else knows what's going on. So just show it to the audience, the people that are following you. While you guys doing that, that's going to create conversation. You guys are going to be surprised by how many people will comment on what you're just doing. If you go to the Yankee game, post it. Fucking whoever likes the Yankees is going to comment. Go Yanks. You're gonna start seeing engagement with people you may not know, and then that builds a relationship with them. Oh hey, thanks for what do you do? Where do you live? What are you into? And again, you take these online relationships and you take them offline, and that's how you're able to marry the two. And then the fun stuff is when you're offline, your online brand starts to help you when you're at events. Oh, I know you from online. You're the guy that talks about finance. You're the guy that talks about cars. And you start getting recognized out in public, and you're like a little fucking celebrity because all you're doing is pulling out your phone, showing what you were doing before you ever pulled out your phone before. It's as simple as that.
How do you decide between? I think this is something that I had a lot of trouble with.
Sure.
I still want to know more about. How do you decide between a post versus a post and a story?
So,
on Facebook
good question.
Or on Facebook
Yeah.
or Instagram.
So my posts, I try to do posts as pretty much carefully curated content. So whether there's a camera in front of me, I'm mic'd up, I'm getting it professionally edited. So me and my team, whether we're filming it for me, we're editing it for me, it's professionally shot. My story is everything that I'm just doing on my phone. So your feed, and you can mix on the feed professional content and also content you create yourself, but you kind of want to be a little strategic with the content you put on your feed, right? You want it to be intentful. You don't want to just post anything for the sake of posting anything. I see, and I hate bringing up the real estate example, but it's such an easy example to hit on. A lot of realtors, if you go to their feeds, they post just listed, just sold, offer accepted. It's just flyers. Who's the realtor? I don't even know who the realtor is at that point when I'm on that page. Don't do that. It's not intentful. I'm not getting a feel for who you are. I'm not learning anything about you. Now that example, post all that type of stuff on your story. And you can make a highlight on your Instagram feed with each different category for those stories.
Do you feel like there's any limit to stories? Like, is there too much on stories?
No, I mean, in the realm of reason, you're not going to be able to probably make more than 10 to 15 different highlights. Oh, you're saying like stories per day?
Yeah.
Probably up to 20 would be the max I would say go to, which anyone in this room, that's going to be a reach from the hit anyway. But
I actually share everybody's story.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm doing
Well,
the right
oh,
thing
you
or not.
repost them. That's different. Yeah,
I
yeah.
repost
Mhm.
from everybody else that I see on the chamber. So I'll post Sophia owns the pharmacy. I'm posting Mama Village. Katarina is a local realtor. I'm posting her. You name it, whatever I see. Best news of Baker. She's up for best baker. It's like I'm reposting all of this to
How many a day?
our Instagram. All
About
day
25,
long.
right?
All day long.
All day long.
Every day.
Are you engaging?
I
Or
you're just
appreciate
posting.
you doing that.
I'm just sharing their stories
Every day?
every day.
Because they're tagging you?
They're tagging me, and I think I'm just sharing their social media. So I think I'm doing a good thing, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing.
you're becoming a billboard in essence, which again, you're the Chamber of Commerce, so I get it. But if you want to drive more members to the Chamber of Commerce, you got to engage more. Yeah. Then if that's the case, you need them to do a little. So then it really falls on the people in the chamber. If they're just posting flyers and tagging you, it's not going to be as effective than them posting a video talking about themselves or their business. Correct. It goes hand in hand. They
Play
don't.
that out, should we all, and I enjoy that Dorothy shares that out, and then and I try to share out some of them. I don't even know if some people I've shared out because of what Dorothy has done. Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
If everyone could share out the Fuller Center tonight, I really appreciate that. I'm kidding, by the way. but you know, it multiplies out.
I could add something to what you're saying. Like you're a perfect example. I thought that about Shelley too. Like people that I've met and know that are really interesting people. Like I've learned about you through this and through asking people about the Fuller Center and learning about it over time. But I feel like I haven't. Maybe you have social media that I don't follow, but I feel like it's a good way for you to let that person. You've got a personality, and
Right.
you know, let that shine even more.
Fuller Center NY. How many? Hey, Fuller Center.
There we go.
How many followers do you have, both Tony Peck and Pat?
So I
You're
have
experts on it.
I have 350,000.
Hello, and that just
Oh
took
my
you
God.
2
That should not matter though, because I know people that have 800 followers and they make millions of dollars from it. So don't let the number really get stuck in your head.
How many do you have, Pat?
Well, I'm not an expert. I'm definitely not an expert, but that's a key part.
Yeah.
That's like one of the most important things because I was always like
The number.
striving for numbers. That's what matters.
Doesn't mean
That
anything.
was one of the hardest parts for me to get. You could have, like he said, 800 followers, and if they're actual good followers, you're doing better than somebody with 500,000 followers.
Yeah, I know people
I've
with
got-
more than me that make nothing. I know people with a lot less that make more than me.
Tell us how many
I
followers.
probably have at this point between LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook,
200.
probably like 20,000. But I'm not. I stopped chasing that.
Yeah.
I learned from you, and it's good. Like I'm getting.
Just comes, it comes.
Because I can't. He's right. Engagement. You've got to like.
Oh, yeah.
My mom told me when I was little. I liked getting things in the mail. I always like getting mail because I grew up in the woods and it was isolated. And she was like, if you want to get mail, you got to send mail out.
Same
And
thing
that's
with
why
engagement.
one of his first things he told me was like the same thing my mom told me. You get in what you put out.
Yep.
You know, so like you can't cover. He can. I mean, he covers a lot of people. That's all. His whole job is just literally engaging and interacting with who knows how many. For me, once you go past a certain number, how many people can you engage with? You know, so it's more quality over quantity.
I mean, you bring up a good point I was just going to mention on too. When you guys get posts, like comments on your post, and you get 2 comments, I'm sure some of you guys in the room don't go back and answer every single comment. You're only getting 2. I get 200. I answer every single comment. You know, I get 50 to about 150 DMs every single day. That's more than people get text calls, emails on a daily basis. Okay? You guys wouldn't know what to do with all those DMs. So you also don't want to say, I want all these followers, because it could do more harm than good. Because you can get too many people that you answer none of them, and that ends up hurting your brand. And then you have no one to end up dealing with.
So I know how hard it is to create content all the time, especially when you're busy doing other things.
Of course.
That's where I find myself, like now I'm getting busier, but I don't have enough time as I did in the beginning to create content. So what I've been doing, I don't think it's as effective, but I repost. So I have a post and I'll reshare it.
You share it on the
my
story. Yeah.
How effective is that?
Not that effective. So not that effective. Everyone here, you either have one of 2 things. You have time or you have money. If you have time, you can create the content yourself. There's no excuse. If you have money, you need to hire someone to create the content like us for your posts. Your stories, you can just document your day. There's no reason you don't. I work 16 hours every single day. I still put up 5 to 15 stories every day. I do it myself. So if I can do it, I'm in meetings nonstop, phone calls nonstop, doing things like this. Like I'm on my phone right now. You know, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna have a bunch of texts, a bunch of DMs. I'm gonna have to get to all this stuff, right? I make the time for it. But it's building the habit to actually show what you're doing in the story, because it really does. I literally just did a story of the room. It takes seconds. So that can't be an excuse. The intentful content, that's where at some point you need to outsource and hire to get it done.
And then I want to touch base on that. Like, when do you? I guess it all depends on the business you have.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When do you mix in your personal life with your business life?
As much as you
Sometimes
possibly
it's
can.
better just to.
Never better. It's more of the personal decision to do so. Listen, we have some people that we work with that they don't want to show their family. And that's okay. I can't force you to want to show your family. That's private, complete. Some of them, it's complete, not fair game. But the more of it you show, the better result you're going to get. Is it possible to build out showing as much personal? Absolutely. But again, we're all human beings. We want to work with people we like, know, and trust. And me knowing you have a daughter, me knowing you're married, Like, that's going to give me the same level of rapport that, I have a daughter the same age as Tone. I'm married. Like, we can do double dates together. Like, it's just a level of relation you're able to add that goes further past just business. And I think we all know that's how you generate even more business.
I'll just add in, giving you credit. His partner Fran, I was telling him when we were making this stuff, I was like, we were talking about whatever. And I was like, I'm talking to my daughter recently. She's 8. She's interested in what I'm doing because my job is getting more exciting now that now that I've kind of learned how to do this as opposed to just like mindlessly like cold calling or something. And Fran, his partner Fran was like, no, stop. We're gonna make that into something. So we did like a thing that we call it Bridget's Bucks, and we do like a little video series with me and my daughter, and we talk about investing concepts, and that was their idea. And I mean, some people are against having family, like for privacy issues, but
lean into it if you can.
She's literally earning me like a lot of money. Like when she
He pimps her out.
when I'm older, that's always been a dream of mine.
Needs a commission.
She gets a commission. I swear I cut her in. But like that was their idea.
Yep.
And it's not for everybody. But that's been I've had calls from like across the country about like people because then it's all of a sudden they think they know me. Like, I get calls from people that are talking to me like they know me. It's a little unsettling at first. Like
I get it all the time.
You
Yeah.
get that all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely a little weird.
It's great. It's great though. I'll take
It's a good thing. Definitely no complaints, but 100%. Like I said, if you're willing to lean into showing as much personal as you can, lean into it. You're going to get the best result doing that way. But you can also get a result without doing it that way. We have some clients that they don't show anything personal. What do? They educate. They give value, and they collaborate. That's what you do. And you can do without having to show your personal life. But again, if you show your personal life, you're going to get a different layer of depth with your audience. That's not just surface level business only. You can go either way. So again, it really is going to come down to personal preference and what you guys are willing to show. My recommendation would be to show as much as you willingly want and can. Go ahead.
So I have a question. I mean, one of the wonderful things about the Merrimack Chamber of Commerce, we all help each other.
Yep.
We will do whatever it takes to help one another.
I'm going to give the tip for the group then. I got a good idea.
We need to work together on social media.
1,000%.
How would we work together to make the most of our social media?
Great question. So, everyone here, if you guys post on Instagram, now this is not going to work if you're all going to post 5, 6, 7 times a week, but if you guys are all posting 1, maybe 2 times a week on your news feed on Instagram, what you're going to do is you're going to start tagging. You can tag 20 accounts every time you post. Start tagging people within the chamber. Your job as the chamber members is to support that person that's tagging you by leaving them a thoughtful comment. Now listen, you tag 20 people, maybe only 8 of you guys comment. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Now, whoever got the comments, you better answer all 8 of those comments. And I'm going to let you guys hold yourselves accountable that if the person you're commenting on does not comment back, do not comment the next time they tag you because they don't deserve it. And that's what happens in the real world. You laugh, but that's what happens in the real world. I tell people this, like if you're not going to answer the comments when you only have 2, you don't deserve to get 200. Those are real people. They're spending time. Let's think about this. Like I said, we're in a selling economy, constantly being sold to. Our attention is constantly scattered because we have so many different points of contact between ping and email, phone, call, text, all these different things. If someone's going to be willing to give you any time of their day versus giving their time to A-list celebrities and influencers and shows and movies, you got to reciprocate by at least answering them. I think that's only fair. So I think that's your way to hold you guys self accountable. If you get tagged and you comment, and the person that tagged you did not comment, do not comment back the next time they tag you.
Can I just say something? I work with Pat and Tony has run my Instagram, and one of the biggest challenges of starting it was like, all right, I'm gonna post, but who's gonna comment? My friend's gonna comment, and it starts to get in your head, and you're like, oh my gosh, should I not post? Should I not post? If you just put it out, and hopefully some people will comment on it, but you guys, I have to say, have a huge advantage. If you're all starting it together and you all support each other, it's a really, really advantage thing with not only wanting to produce more of it, but in the algorithm sense, it'll catch fire, and then the post will broaden and broaden. So it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, you're helping each other out.
And then say you tag the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
In a post or a story, and then the Chamber of Commerce repost that story. So you know how then you get the notification.
Don't repost it again.
Okay.
Now we're getting too crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Don't feel bad. No, don't feel bad.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah, Chamber of Commerce is like a billboard. Reposting. Yeah, but I would just say once they don't repost the repost. That gets too much. Then it becomes like a little box. That's it's like the little baby, the babushkas, the Russian doll. We're not trying to do that here. Yeah. Yep. And you don't have to reshare everything that someone tags you on your story either. I want to be cognitive of this. Only if it's on brand for you. I don't reshare every single thing that people tag me in. I would have so many stories a day, it wouldn't even make sense. Share stuff that's thoughtful and on brand for you.
I've got, and I hate to add because this is all stuff I just learned from you.
No, you're good.
There's something you said earlier that there's a lot coming at everybody, and I know for me,
Yeah,
took
it's overwhelming
2 years
almost.
to sink in from you, so I'm just trying to highlight some of my favorite things I've learned from you. One of my other favorite things is just, well, I'm losing my train of thought. Now I'm gonna drop it. But I'll think of it in a second. Give me a second.
Cool.
I'm gonna think of it.
So just like I said, for the tagging the
What's your
accounts, you
Instagram, Pat?
At Larchmont Wealth. Yeah.
don't have to say the at.
Oh yeah.
It's implied. There you go.
Larchmont Wealth. Thank you.
Lesson for everyone. It's not Pat's fault.
Yeah.
The like I was saying with the tagging the accounts for the chamber, even if you guys didn't do it the chamber way, I've been tagging 20 accounts for like the past 6 years. So this is something that I do day in and day out when I post. I tag 20 accounts. Most of the time I'm tagging people that I'm friends with. I'll tag a Mikey, literally. I'll tag people that I'm close with. Or sometimes I'll tag 10 people that I know and 10 people that I don't know, but I want them to see my content. And that's your way to get a little extra exposure by new local people, right? Like you guys can do a little research and say, I want to do business with these 10 people. Tag them every single time. It's not going to hurt you. Well, worst case, they block you. Big fucking deal. You weren't getting their business anyway then, you know? So do that. And then again, as people comment back. So simple. So not that time consuming. It really doesn't take that much. I do 200 comments. It doesn't take me that long time to get through 200 comments. It's really not that much time. And I'm serious. You know, you guys aren't even close to that. So if you get 3, 4, 5, it's probably even a good amount for you. Just answer them. It makes them feel special. And guess what? They're going to answer. They're going to comment back the next time you post, and so on and so forth. So you don't want to get rid of the people that are supporting you because it's only 2 comments. And that's another thing too, actually. I go into a lot of these meetings, and they're like, Tony, I only get 72 likes. I'm like, okay, well, would you feel comfortable speaking in front of a room with 72 people? And they're like, absolutely not. That's terrifying. What's the difference here? You have 72 likes. Those are all 72 real people. If I told you to go to every single person that liked that post and message them saying, thank you so much for engaging I just want to introduce myself. If I didn't know you. If any way I can help you out, please let me know. That's going to spark at least one conversation out of 72 people. Guaranteed. I can promise that. So don't treat it just as a vanity metric of, I'm not getting enough likes. I'm only getting 15. Those are still 15 people. You had 15 people in your store. You're like, this is great. I have a good amount of people in the store right now. I can talk to all these people at one time. So just treat these social platforms as what they are, because behind these numbers that we see, and it's hard, we get caught up in it, and I get it, there are real people behind it. And the whole point of social media is to be social, which I think a lot of us also forget about too, by just thinking post, and I hope business comes to me. Not going to happen like that.
Could we, before you run out of time, because it's going quick.
Yeah, Q&A.
Is there any way that we could address like some people's specific businesses, like their own business?
Throw questions, yeah, 100%. Let's keep doing the questions.
I feel like Shelly, I want you to, because Shelly's another
Picks on
one.
me.
I feel like Shelly's another one where you're one of the most knowledgeable accountants I know. Or no way.
I said no way.
I'll tell everybody.
Not for my industry, not for me.
Right,
That's what he said. Literally what he said, yep.
So what can I do a question not specific to my business?
Sure, sure.
but- So like I see these like cool, great videos that
Yeah.
he's on, and he looks so like suave and natural and all that.
That's just Pat to be fair though.
Or whatever.
I'm actually not, I'm not outgoing naturally. I'm not, he pushed me.
But
to
who,
start.
who does that? Like, is he filming himself?
That's
or
us.
you
We
guys?
film.
So how does I just
Oh, how does like that work?
yeah?
So we have different
what does
content
that look
packages.
Like you guys go to his place.
Yeah.
Do you have a studio?
Both.
Or,
Yeah, answers both, either
and
or.
You're filming him.
We film. My partner Fran, he's on every set, coaching and directing. So Pat mentioned him. So he'll be there helping you guys get through the ums, the stuttering, the nervousness. Say it this way. It sounds better this way. Take it from the top again. Look this way. Move your shirt a little bit. Keep your eyes this way. Helping you guys with tonality, your body language. It's very important. Also, what we do is we help strategize with the topics for you guys to actually talk on. A lot of you guys may be like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, we're there to help you. So now you, as an accountant, we may say, okay, give us 3 new tax laws that just came out this year. We'll help you come up with the ideas that make the most sense for your brand, right? So that's how we do the content. Like I said, we can come to you. We can go out in the public and film. We can go film in our studio. So it really depends on us doing that content strategy session to figure out what makes the most sense. We're in Port Chester, next to Bar Taco.
So on average, I mean, these videos are obviously very short.
Yep.
Maybe 60 seconds.
60
is that
seconds.
What we're talking about.
Yep.
So how long does it take to come up with the video? Like just on average, just curious.
It depends. So like for someone like you in your industry, right? You can just think of a list of questions that people ask you. Those are videos right there. And you just rephrase the question as a video. So give me a question that someone asked you as an accountant. Should I file my taxes on TurboTax? Say that, right? Okay, you're gonna start off your video.
How do I pay less taxes?
There you go.
Make less money.
Yeah.
Funny
So
story.
there you go.
That's a
You know?
funny story. That'd be a good.
Video right there.
Yeah. You start off your video with the question.
I'll be in your video tomorrow.
He'll take a royalty too.
What about website? You haven't mentioned a website.
No, we do websites. We build websites. We design websites. We maintenance websites. I think everyone here should have a website. That's going to be your landing page where people come from your social to go check you out to see how legitimate you are online. They're going to go check your website. So having a good website has to be on brand for your business, because now if your website's dated or it's old or doesn't look, then it also reflects your business as a whole. If your business is supposed to be top tier, but I'm going to your website, the links are broken, I can't click through, everything's outdated, it's clunky, you're not taking care of that.
They actually just redid for my, like the platform I use, the broker dealer I use, which is a much larger company than just my practice. They just did it for my larger company, which I think is fantastic, their website. But this is what I was trying to think of before, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Is that you guys, I think a lot of the social media people that I've now run across, now that I've become more aware and in that world, their whole thing is like, oh, you can leave all that behind. You don't need the Chamber of Commerce. You don't need your website. It's all social media. Whereas I feel like you guys are like, what happened with me, I had like my charity event I run. I'm a social person in general. It made all that click. All of that clicked, and you guys have always preached, like, no, you still have to be out there, like, shaking hands, be part of all of it. It just makes it makes it all work. Whereas before, I was handing out business cards, and I was like, why don't I ever get, like, I handed out like 10 business cards tonight, what's the deal? Now those business cards work.
Yeah, there's no key, it's a combination to success.
Right.
It really is, online and offline. And people ask me, what makes you different than your competitors? And that's one of the major things where our competitors are majorly digital. Me, I'm going to sit down with you, I'll have a cigar with you, I'll come to your restaurant, I'll come to your business, I'll meet with you, we'll go through things, we have a conversation, we'll support the business. But I'm also out and about networking with people. You know, I think people just get so complacent, okay, I can build a business online, so I never have to leave the house anymore. Or then I can only build a business by being out, so I'm not going to be online. It's not one or the other. It's and. You're constantly adding to what you can do. And to that, really, all together, too, as we can all see, I'm wearing my brand, and so is Pat, because I've yelled at Pat so many times that you have to be wearing your brand. So if you're in business and you own your business, answer your comments, wear your brand. I can't tell you how many times I've been out and someone's like, oh, why not? What is that? What does that mean? And I get into a conversation about what we do. Just because I'm wearing my logo and they're like, that's interesting. Like, what is that? You know, it's literally just curiosity, because I've been wearing it for so many years that it does happen over time. But again, like, this is just how you get brand recognition without doing anything but just by being out and about. And then you get recognized in public. Because they're like, oh, you're the guy I saw online. And now Pat is, well, he's not too easy to mistake, but again, you might recognize the logo if Pat was just a regular sized guy, right? I'm like, oh, I've seen that logo before. Do you work for that before? We've had people that wear our shirts, you know, and they're like, oh, I've seen that logo before, why not you? I follow them, I follow the guys, and that's part of it, just adding to everything you're doing.
What's the, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Is there
She has a question
risk?
too.
I'm going deep left. So the cyber attack hits, and we have all of our accounts on something. First of all, I forget my password every day, so if you can help me remember that. But, you know, and someone said TikTok is actually too visible by another country. I don't know if that's it. By China, right? Yeah. And so personal information and stuff like that is, I've heard that before. How do you back all this up? Or, you know, because is that a fit? I don't know if it's the right question.
I mean, you really can't. Like, I don't own Instagram, I don't own Facebook, I don't own TikTok. If they go down, they go down. But that's why it's important to be building online and offline and taking advantage while you can. Listen, they can all go away tomorrow at the end of the day. I don't have an answer for you. They could. I don't control them, I don't own them. None of us do. But at the end of the day, I'm there to take advantage of an opportunity that's right now. And that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. And the other stuff with the privacy, it's all semantics. You're not going to lose your privacy by being on TikTok, you know? It's a little bit, I think it's thinking too much into things. It's just get on there, take advantage of it while it's hot, and keep going. Listen, platforms have died. MySpace was a thing 10 years ago. Completely went
My
away.
two biggest fears, Jim, before him were privacy. My two biggest fears were privacy. I've never had an issue. I really haven't. All that creepiness, they taught me how to manage. Like, look, you can manage stuff like that. And if somebody chirps you or says something nasty on like a comment, Mike, you also, like, you know, you have a mentality with that too.
I answer.
Like
hey, it's more engagement. Oh, fuck, I don't give a shit. Yeah. That's it.
I mean, but
You're doing something if you get hate.
yeah, that was that was a big concern. It's just like privacy. I've never, like in the 2 years I've done it now, with kind of a little bit of guidance, I've not had an issue.
Facebook and Instagram do a really good job in screening the like the spam. Like, it's almost like a Gmail, like, or inbox. Like, I know from my inbox, I'll have like real people that message me, and that goes into my general inbox, and then there's like, I forget what it's called.
The request.
The request.
Yep.
And that kind of that does a really good job screening.
Yeah,
out
there's a lot of spam in the
all
request.
The spam and scammers.
Absolutely.
My second thing that was a concern before knowing you was that I thought that it was a land grab that was already done. I already thought it was like, all right, it's already saturated. I'm sure there's a financial advisor or something, which in hindsight was
Lo and behold.
most ridiculous. I would have like laughed at that
Yep.
now, but I think it's early innings.
Still very
That's
early
what I think for everybody. I don't have, I follow all the financial people I can. There's not a good
There may be-
financial accountant in Westchester that
No.
has like short, bite-sized, informational, good content.
There might be a dozen
There's
across the
there's not-
nation.
The Larchmont Library does not do, she's with the Mamaroneck Library.
Mm-hmm.
Larchmont Library does not have great social media content. It's barely there, and there's so much good content there. Books, everything. You could just have such a cool.
Well, they still
Yeah.
do books maybe.
You could do three books to help your learning. You know, like you can just do little videos on the different books.
It's
5 books to
really
read that, 5 nonfiction books that we recommend.
Yeah,
3
that
books to increase your reading ability, whatever it is, you do things like that. Another thing too with the privacy, now that I'm gonna get to your question, you've been having your hand up. The privacy, do not click on links that get sent to you. That's the big thing. People lose their accounts, they get hacked, they lose data because they click on these unknown links. So you have to actually initiate for it to happen. So if you don't click on it, nothing's gonna happen to you. But if you're clicking on every single link that gets sent to you, you might lose your account accidentally because you end up clicking on a hacker. So just be very cautious with something that may look legit. And we've had people click into things that look extremely legit from these platforms. Just get a second opinion on it. Don't click anything that anyone sends you, and you'll be okay. So let me start with her because she had her hand up for a while. Appreciate the patience.
So I have probably the most Instagrammable type of business. I own a chocolate shop. And I post really nice pictures
We
and
like
I,
your pictures.
write content all the time
Mhm.
that I think is relevant. I, try to be very timely with whatever day it is,
Mhm.
and I think I'm putting out good posts.
Sure.
Other than Dorothy, they're not getting shared. They're not getting much attention. I'm hardly getting any kind of engagement. I'm answering people if they take the time to comment, I'm definitely commenting back.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering if I'm doing, I'm definitely doing something wrong. I just don't know exactly what that is. But one of the things I do is use a service called Ripple,
Okay.
which I write one post and then it gets sent out to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I don't have to do anything else. It's just, done what
Are you only doing photos?
I'm sorry?
Are you only doing photos or predominantly photos?
No, you mean as opposed to videos?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
The answer is yes.
Ripple calls it a video, but it is basically just a photo and then they, throw my logo on it.
Video content is king right now, and all these platforms have even publicly said photo reach on Instagram has public. If you're gonna post photo, you're gonna get a lot less reach. So you have to be utilizing video. Every single one of you, video. If I told you you don't even have to post a photo ever again, videos. Now you'd have to do a little research on videos that make sense for your brand. Your chocolate, it's a very sexy thing to show where you got chocolate dripping. You can show the behind the scenes of making chocolate. You can show, breaking open chocolate things, right? Whatever the case is, you do a trending sound, boom, post it. You got to be on TikTok as well too, because I know you mentioned you didn't say TikTok. For your business,
It's so funny because I do have a TikTok account and I had a young girl working for me to show me what to do. I did a TikTok of us doing a cocoa bomb. I don't know if you're familiar with
actually,
cocoa
yeah,
bomb.
pretty familiar with those.
And this was early on. This was before cocoa bombs had really
Popped. Yep.
You know,
I started a coffee bomb business because of that, by the way.
really.
Yeah. I used Instagram, and my girlfriend were making them in the house. Yeah, swear to God, man.
What's a cocoa bomb? I'm still trying to figure out what a DM
My
is.
daughter's birthday. It was awesome. It's awesome. You were
Post the
the
DM
first
of the
one to
cocoa
be on my
bomb.
daughter's birthday from you. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
There you go.
Everybody should. But I did the TikTok video on cocoa bomb, and I had phone call. I was shipping these things out to California, to Montana, to Utah. People were finding this
That's awesome.
thing out. And shippers and
That's
Can
it.
you?
It's great.
If you would have tagged 20 of
You can
us,
run
if
ads
you
on
would've tagged
posts.
20 of us, then
So
we could
if
should
share
do
you
it.
ads.
have something that went viral like that, that's the post I would boost.
Yeah.
Yes and no, because if you don't know how to do ads the right way, you're kind of wasting money. You're gonna get some extra reach, but like we come in, we do ads for clients where you're gonna run it through the back end. You want to run the right targeting. You want to have the right campaign set up. You gotta do split test. A lot of technical jargon, but you could boost. I look at it as wasting money because they're just taking your money and just giving you a little extra exposure, but not targeted as much as you'd like. You also want to set up that campaigns the right way to actually capture leads and data too.
2 questions.
Sure. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me make sure she's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
You're good. You need to do video. So what happened after that video?
The TikTok video?
Yeah, what happened after that? Did you post anything after?
I posted a few things, and yeah, they got some attention, but I didn't feel like I was getting enough attention.
Can't see that's what people that's the thing. Just because you did good, you got that nice hit of dopamine, like this is great, I should be getting more of this every time,
Right.
then you stop seeing it, then you stop. And that just hurt you long term. Just keep on going with it. You never know what's gonna pop again. And again, if that was one of your first videos, TikTok, no, that's smart. It's a business, right?
Yeah.
If they know it's one of your first posts, they're gonna give you a big hit because like, oh wow, look at all the views I got. I'm gonna keep posting on you. And they want to try to keep you on that platform. So if you keep doing it, they're gonna give you random hits to keep you on the platform anyway. And you never know when it's gonna hit. You never know why it's gonna hit. But you just gotta keep posting. not hurting you, no. It's just schedule. Yeah, you're fine.
What is Ripple?
I make one post, and then it automatically sends it to Instagram, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn.
And
I
do you
don't have
pay
to
for
keep
that?
on. Yes.
It's a scheduling software. There's a bunch of them.
It's not that, it's like less than $100 a year, I think. I don't even remember.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Ripple, Cocoa Bomb. Joey, you ready?
So to touch base on the TikTok, because that's what rang the bell, and I remember the question.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of music when you're doing reels or videos
Yep.
that you cannot use on the Instagram
Mhm.
business page.
Mhm.
You can use it on your personal page.
Become a
but
creator. Yeah.
Then what I usually do is I go to TikTok, create the video with the sound I want, and then try to reshare it
Mhm.
on Instagram. But is there a way to use that sound in Instagram without having to do that other step, like to go backwards?
Do you take the video from TikTok with the watermark for Instagram? Out of curiosity.
Sometimes I do if I have to go through that.
That's a
Or-
big no-no.
Okay.
Don't ever do that. So like all the platforms I've specifically said
Even though
to,
it's my personal
doesn't
page.
matter. Yeah. If it has the logo of a
TikTok
different
one.
company on it, they're gonna lessen the reach. Same thing with TikTok. Don't post your Instagram video on TikTok with the Instagram watermark.
Yeah, just don't go that way.
I would just change your account to a creator account. You'll have more songs.
Say that again?
Change your profile to a creator account.
The business account? or
Business
creator?
account. Yeah.
And
So-
that,
You'll have more songs. Yeah.
If you convert your
Mhm.
Instagram business page into an Instagram creator page, you get access to the full library of songs.
That
because
you
you're
see
a
from
creator,
TikTok.
Not a business license in it for monetization.
but then how does that work if you have like an online shop? Doesn't matter.
There's no.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
How does that work if you have an online shop?
With the creator account, a creator
No,
account.
like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if you
So
change the
on
creator.
Instagram, they treat a creator account and a business account as the exact same thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
One just has more features than the other for sound specifically.
Mhm.
Because businesses can technically monetize their posts, and you shouldn't be monetizing a post if you don't have license into the actual sound.
Okay.
Creators, they don't monetize the same way.
Okay.
So just change it to
So
creator.
was my
That solves that.
initial question.
Yep.
To your question on that one as well, the sound on TikTok, I know a lot of times you'll get like someone talking, or like, you'll see someone talking as a sound.
Mhm.
Those are not as easy to find on Instagram.
Yeah,
The
that's
reason being
different.
is that TikTok allows you to take someone else's sound, and like if I was
Yeah.
talking to you in this
Like that,
video,
yeah.
you could take
Just
my
an
voice,
audio
use it in
thing.
your video, but Instagram doesn't really allow for that. Instagram's more music based.
Mhm.
Correct. And then my other question to that is, if you're posting on TikTok or Instagram, hashtags. I don't know if that was mentioned earlier.
So no, it wasn't mentioned earlier. Hashtags, don't kill yourselves over hashtags. They're not going to make or break you guys. They're not going to make you guys into all the views that you want, all the promised land. Add them. It doesn't hurt, but don't make it be like the end all be all. You guys are all stuck on hashtags. Use a few. Use 5 to 10 relevant hashtags to the post.
But should you use a hashtag in every post?
You could, yeah. Listen, if you didn't, you didn't. If you do, you do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to let you sit here and harp on that so much. Like, oh my God, I posted, I forgot a hashtag. It's okay.
Okay.
You know, that's not the primal thing that's going to make the video go where it wants to be. Add them. Doesn't hurt. Like I said, it's something that's not going to hurt your page.
No, I
It
see
may
that,
just
but
help.
I feel like you get more, I guess, like you
Listen,
get
sometimes
more
they may hit once in a while.
views,
They
more views
definitely could be sometimes, not all the time though.
with a hashtag.
It's a part of the algorithm for them. You know, like for TikTok, you want to put words on the screen. That's big for TikTok algorithm. Like whatever, let's say your video is, I don't know, how to file your taxes. So on my video, I'll have my captions, and on that video itself, I'll have a little header that says how to file your taxes. My caption will be how to file your taxes. My hashtags are hashtag taxes, how to file taxes, hashtag accountant, hashtag Westchester accountant. So you're keeping everything consistent there. So multiple things play into a factor.
I have one. Mine is embarrassing. So I actually have a decent sphere.
Okay.
Especially on Facebook, I have over 4,000 people there. I have about 700 plus on Instagram. But I switched careers recently, about 3 years ago, and I had a ton of engagement before. And now that I'm doing something else, I feel like all of my people, all of my friends, all of my acquaintances, they no longer care about this new thing that I do. So I have very few engagements. Should I just work on building new audience, or should I make a nasty video, say, y'all, when I was dancing, you cared, not sell houses you don't? Shame on you.
So I think it's a combination of multiple things. I think we have to get more into the hood of your car to really figure it out. But what I can say off face value, 3 years ago, the algorithm was completely different. You were getting more organic reach 3 years ago. So it's definitely a factor. Secondarily, you just said dancing to real estate. Dancing's a lot of a sexier thing, call it as it is, versus real estate. And I'm sure your real estate content may not be the best content it could be. Like if you're constantly posting just sold, just listed, open house, accepted. If you're constantly posting that, so what do you post? Let's get into that.
stories, where I am, what I'm doing, if I'm at the inspection, if I'm showing a house, I do little reels. I do little videos. Some of them are dumb, like, would you buy a haunted house videos. Some of them are actually informative. I try to mix it up. Of course,
Okay.
there is a lot of accepted offer, just listed, just sold, new listing alert, all of that crap.
That's going to get people to not want to engage at all, so they might not even end up seeing your video. So that's stuff you want to keep on your story.
Okay.
What was the content you were putting out before you got into real estate?
It was also kind of similar, competition, who won first place, traveling here, studio events, because I own the studio, we have a new teacher, this, that. Like, I think that it was just a different content that was,
Listen,
plus
yeah.
we were, high-ranking couple, so it was a lot of admiration there too.
If I put
No,
it's like if you put a slice of pizza as one post and a model as another post, what's going to get more likes? The model, like all day long, right? It has nothing to do with anything else but
Can't
the
she be the
content.
dancing realtor?
That's exactly.
Could be a thing too, not for nothing.
No,
Eh?
I mean that. I mean, Seth
It's not a bad
Godin
point. He's
says,
right. Yeah,
not
I'm the
just
godfather of
like
marketing.
purple
You could be
cow.
the dancing realtor. That's a real thing, but you don't have to be.
Like,
But-
you have to dance every time you saw something.
It could be the.
Why not?
There you go. Yeah, see.
Either through the house or around. I'm being serious.
Yeah. But I think it's probably the content you're putting out.
I'm sorry.
It's probably like I said, a combination of the algorithm. So again, your reach is going to be lessened from 3 years ago. Everyone in this room, even myself included. I'm not septic to anything. I'm not telling you guys. And then the content itself, that could be a factor for your specific industry. Maybe your dancing content was better for what you were doing to that audience versus now your real estate content is just not as good content in general for that industry. There's also a lot more realtors, especially locally, than there are dancers. So again, you have maybe a little more market saturation. And it could just, like I said, it could just be the messaging you're putting out. So I think maybe tweaking the content you're doing, that'll help. And also, I don't know how much you're engaging. Like how much are you outbound engaging on other people? Do you engage on everyone's stuff all the time?
I try. Yeah, I try.
Little
I
hesitation.
think that's really one of my downfalls.
That'll
And
help.
Also, I'm a pretty private person, so I don't
Okay.
like really showing people who I am.
So as a
What I
realtor,
really do. So I want
Yeah.
them to know me as a professional, a busy professional in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to know what I ate for lunch.
but listen, you don't have to show that. I said I recommend you showing everything, but really it comes out to engagement. Maybe you're not engaging enough on other people's profiles, right? Like leaving comments, thoughtful comments, liking people's pictures, sending DM. Like what I do, I'm a little neurotic, but I go on my Instagram story every morning, every night, and I get a few thousand views on my Instagram story. And I'll go, and when you click the viewers of your story, you'll see a circle around anyone that has a story up. And I'll watch every single person that watches my story, and I'll sit there in the morning and the night. And then as I'm watching those specific people, I will try to take my time to think of something to comment to them specifically because they're taking time out of their day to watch my stuff. That's a great way to get a little more engagement to the people that are already watching you.
Yeah.
And then I also watch more stories on top of it throughout the day.
Is that
But,
like Robly?
was it?
Is that like a Robly?
What's that?
There's a website where it shows you how many people hit, like if you send out an email blast, it'll show you.
No, so like on your Instagram story, if you post a story, you click it, you can see how many people viewed it. From that section,
Right.
you'll see their picture, and then if they have there's like a little halo around them, that means they have a story up. So I'll just click their story, I'll watch their story. If it's something that I could comment on, I'll take the time to comment on it. And I'll go to the next person,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the reason I started doing that, and this could happen to you guys too, when I started going out in public and I bumped into people that knew me from Instagram, they would be like, "Oh, Tone, I see you're up to this. I see you're up to this." And I kind of feel like a fucking schmuck because I don't know what they're up to, but I know they're spending the time to watch my stuff. So I'm gonna start spending time watching the people that watch my stuff first and foremost, and then I'll watch other people on top of it. So that's kind of how that whole the reason came about. But it's definitely something you guys can do. I'm sure you guys get a lot less views, so it won't take as much time. But it's a nice little thoughtful practice to give a little love to those that are showing you guys a little love.
I don't want to cut it too short, but I know we said an hour. I guess I'd just like to know who would be interested if we could get Tony to come back again. I don't know if you would do it. again,
Happily,
but
yeah.
Hopefully, okay. Is anybody interested in? I know I am. I'm interested in you guys coming back.
Appreciate that, guys.
I just wanted to. Okay. All right. Just wanted to gauge.
Cool.
the
Yep.
interest.
And also too, I didn't really talk about what we offer. I want to give you guys a quick briefing on that, so at least you have an idea of what a company can do versus what you guys can do yourselves. One of the things we do is the content creation, so we do the video and the photography. But with the content, like I said, we do the strategy behind what we're going to create for you, and this on-set direction and coaching. So at least you're not left with a videographer saying, "Okay, what are we filming today?" We're there to help you, coach you through the content. That's one thing. Another thing we do is the advertising online. So on Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok, we can run ads on any of those platforms. Doesn't mean your business needs to be on all those platforms. Again, we sit down, we have a strategy discussion to figure out what makes the most sense based on your goals, and we pick the platforms based on that and your budget and a few other different things. Then we do consulting. So we'll consult on you guys on how to manage your page. We can consult on you guys on how to create your own content if you don't want to use us for content. We can consult on you on all things pretty much digital marketing, whether it's your back end, your email marketing, your text message marketing, your website, your flyers, your design for your cards, whatever the case is. And then we also do the websites too. So those are like the 4 main things. And past that, we film events. So if you guys host client appreciation night, whatever it is, we can film that. And we also sell merch. So if you ever need shirts, hats, t-shirts, pants, we do that for you too, because we're such a big proponent of when you're on video, you should be having your brand on there.
Can I give a quick testimonial? I
Appreciate
know I've said a lot of good things about you, but they're true, all of them.
Thank you.
And the last thing I would say is just when it comes to budget, I think you guys have something that works for literally anybody. I literally think you guys could work with any budget pretty much within reason. At the beginning, back to my original conversation with you, I was like, oh, I can't, now I understand how valuable what you guys do is.
Yeah.
And it's worth every penny and times
Yeah.
a million. So,
Yeah, our goal is to help make you guys more money, and whether it's maybe you don't have the large budget to start and you can't do content ads and everything, but we start consulting. We'll teach you guys what you can do yourselves to make more money from social, and then put into more money into social. So there's a plan for someone.
One more thing, I mean, I think most business owners have run into a social media company. There's all of them out there. You're the real deal, and
Appreciate that.
hopefully people in this room that you can see this isn't just another, like, this isn't like a goofy like agency that's like going to repost garbage or just whatever for like he's the real deal. So hopefully we can get you to do this again. I'd love if Frank could
Yeah.
go through your partner.
Yep.
But just you, I mean, everything would be really helpful if you could come back like this.
Oh, absolutely, be happy to come back. Maybe we do it in the new year, after the holidays come down, do this again. You guys go through the busy season.
You never met in person that you're doing managing this stuff?
No, we don't do any management of accounts, so we
Or
just do the
whatever,
content and the ads.
helping
We had different packages back in the day when we were first starting out, and we had people in different states that we never met, but now it's pretty much all tri-state clients. We have some people in Florida, they fly us out, but
And just the last thing, if we do it again,
Mhm.
it might be good for if we had a list of questions that would be sent before we go into them that would hit some common themes that we all.
yeah, I think next time you guys want to just
That
do a
makes
straight
sense.
Q&A session. Like, I love Q&A. I think it's better off because you guys get way more value out of the Q&A, and I can talk all day if we need to. So Q&A is a good way to do it. And like you said too, you guys ever need help, let us know. We're local. We're here. We're here to help you. We changed our lives by using social media, so we're just here to try to help you guys too, because we know it's tough. It's not easy. We do this every day, and I know you guys do your business every day, but social media is not that business. So just like I have my attorney, I have my accountant, I have my financial advisor, that's what they're good at, that's what I let them do. You guys need someone for the social as well, at least to guide you. I do, we have a lot of real, so that's another thing too. That's another thing too, we're very known in the local area, so if you guys do need anyone for anything and you work with us, we open our network up, we connect you to people, we generate business by passing people within, like you've seen it, we'll connect people that we work together to each other, just because we're like, hey, you guys, we're working together, go do business together. Whatever comes about it. So we're more than happy to help out. And we're very vested into the community in Westchester too. So just trying to make a difference the best that we can. And I appreciate you guys letting us come here and do the talk and be able to help you guys best that we can. Thank you.